Hello everyone, it's me, Nancy Finch, doing another Tea with Nan on a Monday. I hope you're all okay. It's a beautiful, peaceful day today, and I'm just sitting here relaxing, enjoying the stillness. There's a lovely vibe in the air of peace. Well, certainly here anyway. I've got the woods out the back and I can hear a woodpecker, which is nice. So I hope you're all okay. I hope everyone's had a good week since I've last been on here. I've got my love cup today, isn't that sweet? I hope you're all okay. So today's little Tea with Nan is all about setting your vibe. Now, what I mean by that is that you wake up in the morning or night or whatever your day starts. You wake up and sometimes you're thinking about lots of stuff going on in the day, or family stuff or commitments and work and all those things. Before you know it, your vibe is heavy. Your vibe might be worried about something or pressured to get something done. So it's really important just to have a couple of seconds or minutes, if you can, just measuring your vibe. Are you thinking, oh, I've got all this to do? Or, I mean, is it rushed? Is it a feeling of not being peaceful? Well, quite a lot of people, they do have that pressure of life going on. And, excuse me, lots of parents, lots of people looking after others, you know, it can be quite heavy. And they wake up and they think, I've got to do that, I've got to do that. So before you know it, there's lots of people waking up with a heavy vibe. So it's really important children don't normally do that, do they? They wake up and off they go. And the vibe they give out is in the moment, isn't it? So I keep talking about this. So today's talk is about set your vibe. So it isn't as difficult as you might imagine. You think, well, I've got this, this and this, and it's dominating my thoughts. But it can be changed. So how I do it, I make sure that I'm mindful. Set the alarm a few minutes before you mean to get up. And just be still. And then say to yourself, what is my vibe? You know, is it heavy? Is it happy? You'll know because you'll tell by your feelings. You know, your thoughts are running through your head. If they're heavy, it's going to be a heavy vibe. So you really need to have a light-hearted, beautiful, in the moment, happy vibe. So, because every vibe you have, every thought you have produces a feeling, and every feeling produces a reaction in your body and in your mind, and what you attract into your life. You know, I'm always going on about this little chakra man here I've got. But basically, we are affecting our physical selves, our mental selves, our emotional selves, our inner child. But worst of all, we are affecting other people by our vibe. Now, I did a long time ago, I did a talk at a local school. And I was talking to the teachers. This was a meeting for the teachers to help them to be positive. And they were under a lot of pressure, They've always got to be there and be the best they can for their pupils. So I did this talk about the vibe, what is your vibe, and made them sort of understand their responsibility, to remind them that they are responsible not just for what they were teaching, bless them, but it was the vibe they were giving out affects everybody else. And their pupils would feel it and they'd be affected by it. So it is very important that we change our vibe if it's not a good, happy vibe, okay? And I made them sort of focus on that a little bit. Oh, we got someone joining me. That's how sweet. I thought all of you were too busy today. Haven't seen anyone pop up so far. So if you want to say hi, I'll send you a Monday hug. So going back to this talk I did for the teachers, they all said afterwards, after making them aware again of their vibe and how they can change it in the morning before they went to their work. How could I do that? Well, I just reminded them of different ways. And, oh, hi, Vanda. Lovely to see you, darling. Big Monday hug to you. I reminded them to take responsibility for the way they were affecting their pupils and the staff, of course. So they all learned different ways of keeping their vibe positive, to keep their emotional balloon high, so that they could be the best they could for those pupils. And they were talking about it for months afterwards, how now and again they just check in and go, what is my vibe? You know, what am I affecting other people with? And we've got to, if we can, affect each other with a really good positive vibe, haven't we? I mean, we're also affected by other stuff. So we've got to, whoever you're with, it's lovely for you to affect them in a positive way. So, because it does make a big difference physically, emotionally. They want to be around you, they want to be with you more, won't they? Family, friends. It isn't always easy. And, you know, sometimes you walk into a room and you can see, or you can feel that there's a heavy vibe. You know, you're going to feel it. if someone's had an argument in a room, or someone's been angry or sad or depressed or anything, if they've got these negative sort of feelings, unhappy, yeah. I've written a little note here to remind me, but basically, if you walk into a room and there's been a negative vibe, you're going to feel that negative vibe inside you. You're going to feel it. You're going to react against it. You're going to know it. But if you walk in and there's a happy vibe, you're going to feel that too. It's going to be like sunshine in the room. And you all deserve a bit of sunshine. But we also deserve to give other people that sunshine. We need to be an inspiration to each other. So how are you going to do it? How are you going to change your vibe? To be aware of it is the first thing. If you can be aware in the morning or whenever you get up, some people work nights, but whenever you get up, it's really good. Oh, hi, Danny. Lovely to see you. Namaste, hugs. Monday hugs to you. So going back to how we can do this, be a little bit mindful in the morning before you start your day, okay? And think to yourself, what is my vibe? Am I thinking all these thoughts? I'm going to set a vibe of gratitude. I mean, that's one way I do it anyway. I sort of think, right, okay, 5 things. I choose 5 things to be grateful for. And I spend a little bit of time, just a few seconds, really feeling those 5 things. Oh, hi, Timothy. Lovely to see you. Happy Monday hugs to you. So I think of 5 things. Now, these 5 things can be anything, and they can be things you take for granted. I mean, you're here another day. That's really great. It could be things like your eyesight or your hearing or your peaceful place, or it might be the food you have in the cupboard, or it might be anything. Big, small, doesn't matter what it is. To be grateful for it gives you a really nice feeling. It's very good for your immune system, by the way, because when you're feeling grateful, your immune system is boosted. And it kind of sets that lovely vibe, doesn't it? So if you think of 5 things to be grateful for and really feel them, you're kind of feeling more relaxed, aren't you? You're feeling happy. And when you're feeling happy, you're releasing happiness hormones. You know, your body will respond to those happiness hormones, and the vibe you give out will actually help another person to produce those happiness hormones for themselves. So it's always very good to do. So we have to take responsibility for our vibe, for ourselves, for our bodies, for our minds, for our energies that are flowing around our body. We can restrict those if we're not happy, if we're stressed, you know, if we're thinking about too many things to do. That can affect your solar plexus and the third eye area. Oh, it's lovely. Thanks, Alex. Nice to see you on here. Happy Monday to you. So we can affect, as I say, other people, but obviously we can affect ourselves too. So I do mine with a gratitude list. 5 things, really feeling grateful for the things that we might take for granted. And it's a really nice practice to do. First, to start your day. It's really nice. And if you want to check that out on my Nan Talks, the gratitude talk I did is in the green section, this area here. So if you go to www.nancyfinch.co.uk and tap on the Nan Talks, in the green section here, you'll find the gratitude talk that I did, just if you need a bit more encouragement to do that. Another thing, I mean, some people change their vibe with the music. They put music on. Oh, thank you, Alex. That's lovely. Thank you. Nice words. So some people put the music on and they feel really, they feel that vibe change. They feel their emotional balloon to be higher. As soon as they've done that, some people listen to inspirational talks and things, and that will bring their balloon up, won't it? That will change your vibe, because you're suddenly seeing life in a different way, aren't you? Instead of thinking or narrowing your happiness by what you've got to do, you sort of, it's not such a great vibe if you're thinking this and this, because you're dragged down by it. You know, your world's getting smaller, but you want it to be a nice vibe that encourages you to be all you can be. And the happier you are, the more you're more likely to be productive and successful with whatever you do, because you've got the energy. See, when you're happy, you have more energy to do things, to be more, and it's very good for to help prevent imbalances in your body as well. So it makes sense to change your vibe on so many levels, you know. But the people I did a talk with the teachers, they're still talking about it. I mean, it's good to take responsibility for how we affect others, and changing our vibe is important. So I've got another lovely lady I know that likes to do a little dance around her kitchen while she's making breakfast. Another person I know looks in the mirror and says a positive affirmation to themselves, which is very good as well. I mean, whatever works for you. I have other talks to help support you with this. So if you want to look at those, you can choose how you're going to change your vibe. So the power of the song's a good one in Nan Talks. So go back to those and you'll find that in the blue section. So the power of the song is all about how we choose that song to lift us and to bring us more energy. And that vibe will change instantly. We all feel it. We all know the power of the songs or the words of a song. Mirror, as I say, that's in the blue section, mirror work. Self-talk I did in Nan Talks is in the blue section again. And the gratitude, as I just went on about, is in the green. So, I mean, my personal favourite is doing the gratitude because I just feel so calm and satisfied. And, you know, you can't be worried or stressed when you feel those other good feelings. So it's very good for you on all sorts of levels. And another thing I haven't actually mentioned so far was the vibe you create is what you attract. So you're going to attract people and places and situations. You're going to attract more of that by the law of attraction because you're feeling that higher vibration. Because you're feeling a good vibe, you're giving out that good vibe, people will feel it around you. And it's just a win-win-win, really, because you've got this lovely energy coming back to you. Because what you give out, you get. So, you know, what you're feeling, if you're feeling happy and your vibe is set for the day, you're more likely to maintain that happiness and affect other people and bring more of that into your life. So it just gets better and better and better as you go through your day. Now, if some of you find this hard to do because of lots of situations around, I totally get it. I've been there. I know what that's like. That's why I made this up. But it can be changed. You know, the power is in the moment. And all you have to do is be present. So if you don't do this at the start of your day, you could check it out throughout the day. What is my vibe? You know, get a moment just for yourself to think, is it a happy vibe or is it a heavy vibe? You know, set our vibes. Just make sure that you are bringing that up to a high level of happiness. So another way of doing it is to imagine, you know, a scale maybe, a scale of 1 to 10. And if your happiness is only measuring 1 or 2, or your vibe is only low, perhaps under 5, then imagine you're turning that dial up. Turn it right up to 10. Take a breath and just, I'm going to turn this happiness right up to here. Oh, hi Tracy. Lovely to see you on here. Happy Monday to you. Please, if you want, you know, share this with other people because they all need to change their vibe, don't they? To bring that vibe right up to 10, to set that intention, because everything is about intention. And if you can set that intention with mindfulness, say to yourself, I'm changing my vibe. No matter what's going on around you, even if you know, don't think logically about this. Don't think, well, how am I going to become happy? Just pretend you're happy or have a memory of being happy. Or perhaps another way of doing it is just to feel blessed. You know, think about all the things, the good things that have happened to you, maybe the day before or a memory of years ago, if you like. But that moment of you feeling that is going to change your vibe because you'll be peaceful, you'll be kind, you'll be happy, you'll be content, you'll be satisfied. And so it's really oh, thank you, Tracy. Oh, it's nice. So basically, checking out your vibe throughout the day is a good idea because has it changed? Has somebody affected you? Has a situation affected you? So if you are mindful of that, just check in. Am I happy or heavy? And your shoulders might show you. Because if they're really tense, you're not very happy, are you? But if you're relaxed, it's lovely. You're happy. Okay? So there's lots of different ways to do this. Put a song on. Dance around if you can. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself. Or do the gratitude list, which I personally love. And you can have the same things every day. Another way of doing this to change your vibe, which I have done before, I haven't put it on my list, but basically you could bring your hands up into the air as you breathe and say, I feel good, I feel good, I feel good, I feel great. And you do that a few times and your subconscious brain is listening to that and it believes you. So if you take a deep breath and bring your arms right up and clap, you're doing an action which makes you feel in control. You're setting an intention and it does feel good. I suggest you do it 3 times and each time you do it louder and louder and louder. I feel good, I feel good, I feel good, I feel great. And if you don't want to say it out loud, you can do it in your mind. As long as you're doing an action with it, because you're setting the intention, I feel great. Well, that great feeling is going to make other people feel good. You're going to be inspiring to them. You know, you want to inspire them. You want to give them a feeling of that they can change their life for the better, and they can do that if they're happy. or if they're influenced by a positive person. So whatever it does, however you want to make yourself happy, do that and change your vibe. Oh, hi Karen, lovely to see you. I hope you're okay. Hope you've had a good week since last week. Oh, thank you for the hearts, darling. That's nice. So some people, as I say, listen to motivational speakers, which is good. I will always advise that. I mean, why not? Have that on in the background, because it's going into your subconscious. It's helping you to see life differently. It's giving you a choice on how you want to behave in life, how you affect others. And it's a win-win, really. The more positive things you do for yourself to bring that emotional balloon higher, the better it's going to be. So, I mean, how many people are mindful in the morning or whenever they get up? They are really busy. Most people are busy with thoughts and things to do and commitments and work and all sorts of things and projects. So set the vibe that I'm happy, I'm productive, I'm whatever. It's an intention, of course, but just set that vibe so you know that what you're giving out, that feeling that you're giving out, is something that's going to be a positive influence on others. And of course, you're helping your physical, emotional self by doing that, because if you're happy, those hormones are whizzing around your body. The happiness hormones are going to make you feel good. And like I say, attract more of that into your life. So you want to be in a good place. Does that make sense to everyone? Because if you can just do this, perhaps do it for a week. Perhaps think every day for this week, every single day, I'm going to check my vibe. Is it happy or heavy? Is it a heavy vibe? Is it a stressful vibe? You don't want to be around people like that. So don't be the person, that we're talking about. You have a choice. No matter what's going on around you. I have had a very challenging life and I've had to work on these things. But one of the greatest, easiest ways to do it is to set the intention of what you want to be. Set that balloon high in the morning. Imagine whatever makes you happy. Is it a memory? Is it your children? Is it something you have? Is it something to be grateful for? Is it someone that inspires you? Whatever it is, spend at least a minute doing that and you will feel better physically. And this carries on, as I say, thoughts and feelings affect your body. You'll feel better, you'll feel stronger. You have a chance of avoiding illnesses as well because of it, because you're keeping your energies flowing and you're moving through life in a much more positive, easier manner. It's like pushing a great big easy button. You're setting your vibe for the day. So I hope everyone's enjoyed this, because it really is very important that we remind each other not just to be aware of our vibe for ourselves, but to be aware of our vibe for others. It's very important we don't affect another person in a negative way. I mean, there's enough things going on in the world that affect people every day. You've only got to watch the news sometimes, and we have to just be the best version of ourselves. We have to keep our vibe high so we are more for others. Okay? And that's a really good thing to do. And of course, collective consciousness will benefit as well. That's very good. Oh, by the way, I nearly forgot. Tea with Nans that we're doing now. There's a couple of Tea with Nans that help to support this, as well as the talks that I was talking about. So the Tea with Nans is Do a Happy Dance. That was on the 30th of the 1st, 23. If you want to look that up, then you can remind yourself of what this happy dance is all about. Again, it's about intention. It's about feeling really good in an action, okay? A tiny little action, which is good. And the power of positivity is the 9th of the 1st, 23. Have a look at that. People, oh, thank you. I needed to hear this today. Oh, thank you, Tracy. That's so cool. I need to tell myself every day about these things. I use my own tools all the time. I make them up and then I have to use them, of course. And I pick one out, whichever tool I need for the day. But for a couple of years, I was using the gratitude list every morning without fail, every single morning. It was a good discipline to get into. 5 things to be grateful for and really feel them. And it was a good way to start my day. And I've never regretted it. And normally, as you know, I keep my emotional balloon high. But if I find I'm tired or if I've got too much on, I just go back to some of those tools. And the gratitude one for me really works. As I say, music for some people, a little happy dance. But to be aware of the power of positivity, the 9th of the 1st, 23, in the Tea with Nan, will help you to realise how important that is, for all the reasons we've already mentioned. So it's very important that you take care of you and your families and your friends and your work colleagues and the world. Collective consciousness will feel what you're feeling. It will help to undo some of the negativity that's around you. You know, if you're around a person who's quite negative or sad or whatever, or angry or whatever those negative feelings are that they're giving, that their vibe is producing, that's entering your space, that doesn't feel good to be around, does it? With compassion, we can inspire them. We don't have to reject those people, but we do have to realize they're great teachers, and perhaps we could teach them how to be positive. Maybe we can all do that. You're listening to this now, so you must resonate with this, because that's the way it works. You're here. So if you can be inspiring to another person by working on yourself, of course, then you are definitely going to feel the benefit of that in so many ways. And people want to be around you. You'll be the sunshine in the room. And everyone deserves the sunshine, don't they? So have a look at those talks, the Tea with Nans and the Nan Talks if you want to. I think we've basically covered them all anyway, but choose something that works for you. I mean, a family member of mine, she always listens to positive talks, positive, inspirational people. And that really helps her to bring herself into a higher place of happiness and hope for the future and all those nice feelings. And you can't be heavy if you're inspired and happy. You can't be stressed and worried if you're thinking about feeling good up here. And you're seeing that everywhere you go because you're attracting it now. You've set the vibe and set the intention for the day. And be really grateful every day to yourself for what you have. You're here another day. You know, you've got things around you. Yes, we're aware of what we haven't got. And some people focus on what they haven't got, or all those other negatives that are reality in their lives. But if you could just be still for a minute with your mind and think, what have I got? What can I be grateful for? That is going to feed you so much. It's going to give you energy. It's going to make you happy, content. It's going to bring your balloon higher, and it's going to set your vibe, and everyone around you will be smiling at you. You know, you go out for a drive in the car, you're naturally going to find you're smiling because you're happy. And that's very infectious. People like that. They smile back. Many strangers I drive past, they're all smiling at me. So, oh, hi, John. Nice to see you on here. I hope you've had a good week. And set your vibe. I mean, you've missed some of this, but listen to it again. As I say, go to my website if you want to, guys, www.nancyfinch.co.uk, and look at some of the talks, the Tea with Nans, and, of course, all the free meditations. That would help you to be calm and still. So I hope this has helped people today. Just maybe make a note to yourself. Maybe put it up somewhere you can see it. What is my vibe today? Set my vibe so that I'm good for myself, my body, my mind, my emotions, what I attract, and how I affect another person. Because that is very important. I mean, we have to be a positive influence on each other, especially these days when people are so aware of others, the negatives in their lives. So I hope this makes sense to a lot of people. You can try it. Do it for a week. I mean, you've got nothing to lose by doing it. So I'm going to go now because the time's really gone quickly today. I hope you all stay well for another week. I hope you can set your vibe every day for yourself and for others, and take responsibility for that. We all need to. And be mindful to keep your emotional balloon high, whatever it takes to get it there. Do that. Make you happy. Set your vibe. Okay? Smile a lot. Giggle, laugh, sing, dance, whatever it takes to do it. Okay? And most of all, be grateful for everything we take for granted. And it's a very lovely thing to do for yourself and others. Okay. Right. I've waffled on enough. It's a namaste moment. Lots of love. I shall see you here again next Monday at 12 o'clock. If any of you want to talk to me about what we've said today, what we've been discussing, you can always email me on nancyfinch@hotmail.co.uk. So, have a good week, guys. Keep your emotional balloon high and watch your vibe. You know, just make sure it's a good one, and do whatever it takes to get you there, whether it's a memory or a practical thing I've talked about today. Okay, take care. Give yourself a big hug from me. Lots of love to all of you. Oh, thank you, Karen. Gratitude hugs to you too. I'll say thank you all to everyone that's on here in a minute. I always do a little heart, don't I? But I'm sending you a heart now. I'm sending you love, all of you. And have a lovely week. Stay well. And you will be more likely to be well if you keep that balloon high. And maybe just do, I feel good, I feel good, I feel great. Try that a few times. It does change your energy levels and it does make you feel better. And as I say, your subconscious level, your subconscious mind is listening to what you're saying to yourself and what you're doing for yourself. So these exercises are very good to reprogram a negative into a positive. If you've been more likely to be affected on a continual level for years, that makes me feel this, that makes me feel this, you're setting a new pathway in your mind, in your brain. Okay, so it's a very good thing to do for lots of reasons. So keep playing at this, even if it's difficult the first time you do it. Have a go the whole week and tell me how you get on. That would be lovely to see how you feel about this and to see, I know it's going to make you feel better, but for you to see that result would make me happy. Take care. I'm actually going now. Lots of love to all of you and I shall see you next Monday at 12 o'clock. Take care. Bye.